Welcome to the podcast. We are at Indigo Sky Studio here in Grand Prairie. Shout out to them for the beautiful studio. Shout out to Indigo Sky. My name is Kingsley. I am from Nigeria. So before we get started, we want to go around and introduce ourselves.
My name is Patrick Kapiamba from DRC, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Represent.
All right. Yeah, shout out. So before we start, just say your name, where you're from, and how long you've been in the U.S.
My name is Wadzi. I'm from Zimbabwe. Shout out to Zimbabwe. I've been in the U.S. a year and 7 months.
All right.
Hi, my name is Hope. I'm from South Africa, Pretoria. I've been in the U.S. for the past 7 years. I'm in Mansfield.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Lebo from South Africa. I've been here for, I want to say 29 months. I don't know how many years that is. 2 years?
That's two years.
A little bit more than 2 years.
2 years and 5 years and 5 months.
2 years, yeah. That's not bad.
That's how long I've been here.
Where you from?
29 years, South Africa.
South Africa. Yeah,
South Africa. Where in South Africa?
Johannesburg.
Boo.
What are you saying? Ooh. Ooh, what's that about?
Let's like we got the whole neighboring countries out here.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah,
only
yeah.
Nigeria.
You're west. What are you, west?
We're like, we're like west. Yeah,
West Africa?
we are west. We are west. Wow. Well, welcome to our podcast. We appreciate
Is
you
Congo
guys.
West Africa?
We're central, and
Like
we
he's
are the
like-
second biggest country.
It's central.
I
It's
did-
second biggest country, but we know nothing about you guys.
What? See, now we're gonna get into it. Now we got more people here. The disrespect. My goodness.
We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get into
But yeah, we've got the South Africa and now Zimbabwe. So yeah, that's good. We have the neighboring country, and we're just out here by ourselves in the
Yeah.
west and the central.
Yeah. But that's not too bad though. What language do y'all speak? What's your language of origin?
It's many languages.
Yeah.
But mine is Shona. That's my the mother tongue.
Okay.
We have, I think, 11
11
official
official.
languages, and I speak 9 out of 11.
9 out of
But
11.
I'm from Tswana. So, yes.
Okay, say how are you in 3 different languages.
Come on, that's easy.
Unjani, Sanbonani.
Ooh,
Somebody.
okay. That's
3.
I can do 2.
Which one?
Bonjour and how you doing?
He speaks the French.
Hey, I could do 3.
You can do 3?
Yeah.
Do it.
Igbo, English, Spanish.
Say because anybody can say I speak this and that.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you know that most people probably speak. But anyways, so I want to start with when you came to the US, what was the biggest difference that you experienced, as soon as you got off the plane or the boat or however you got here? What was the biggest culture shock that you experienced? Let's start from you.
For me, it was the food.
The food. Okay.
Food is important. So I was very shocked to realize that all the stuff that I really liked, I had to pick a new flavor of like chips, like just general chips, general chocolate. All the stuff that I like, I had to find a different brand. I had to find a different flavor. I had to find different stuff. So the food was really different for me. The taste was different. I had months of just hating the food. Honestly, and not to say that American food is best, but it's bad. But I'm just saying that it's very different from where I'm from. So the food took forever to get used to, and finding stuff that I like. Getting into Walmart. Walmart was a serious culture shock because that place is big. That place, for me, it was
Walmart,
humongous. Yeah. When I first came, I'm from like where we had Pick and Pay. Pick and Pay is much smaller than Walmart is, and I got lost so many times in Walmart. So yeah, for me that was my culture shock.
Wow.
Yeah.
For me, I'll say food as well, because, I mean, everybody likes their home, like their country food.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, food was one of the biggest shock. But I got used to it because I'm very much a traveling person. I love traveling. Like, I've been to Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Botswana, Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm more
No Congo?
No, no,
Of
I
course not.
didn't know about
Of
Congo
course
then.
not.
Okay,
So
I see what's going
No,
on here.
actually-
Nobody
not
goes to
Congo.
Congo.
But yeah,
Wow, shots
Okay.
fired.
Shots fired.
We
That's
gonna get
okay.
him. We gonna
no, I
get
heard
him.
about Congo, but I really don't know much about Congo. I know they speak French. I think, yeah. So yeah, I'm more of a traveling person, so it was not that much of a shock, but obviously, like getting used to it, it took a while.
Okay.
I think for me, it was just the side of the road. Yeah,
yeah,
that
I
was
think we can all
very-
relate to that. Yeah, most of
Took
us.
me time. Took me like 2 to 3 weeks to be comfortable driving on the other side. And then with food, I wouldn't say really food because I managed to get a South African store actually in my first 3 days, right? And they were selling the same spices that I use at home. So I mean, chicken is the same everywhere, right? And then maize meal is the same. So yeah, I wouldn't say food, but the side of the road.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know in South Africa they drive on the left side.
Right side,
On the right side.
yes.
Oh,
Really?
the car. The steering is on the right side.
And the roads are
The
different.
road is
Steering
on-
is on the
right?
right
So
side.
I
Yeah.
drive on the left.
so they
Yeah.
drive on the left,
Yeah.
just like England.
Yeah.
So y'all are
London.
backwards.
Backwards?
No, we're the right side, actually.
Shots are fired.
Backwards.
Y'all are backwards.
America is the only place where you have to drive on this side.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Nigerians.
That's not
That's
true.
because they follow too much. They're still colonized by America.
I actually got
Everyone else
stopped.
drives on the other side.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a good question. You say you got stopped by?
I actually got stopped. Okay, so it was maybe the first 2 months of being here, and I got to a gas station. I managed. It took a while because where we're from, we have attendants that take care of pumping gas for you. So I
hear it.
managed. It was a struggle, but I managed to put gas in that car. So I went and I parked because I wanted to get into the 7-Eleven. And I was coming out, and my instinct was to get onto the left side. So I got onto the left side, and then the cops were coming in anyway. So they saw me on the left side and they were like, "Ma'am, what are you doing?" And they started flashing, and I got out of the car and they were like, "License, registration."
Oh,
And you know, in
man.
Texas, you've just learned keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
You know, try
Wow.
very hard to like stay calm. But I'm panicking,
Yeah,
and
she's-
all my
wow,
cards
I
are in
could
my
imagine.
phone, and they're like, "Take out your license." I took out the license, all my cards fell, and
Oh
and
my
he's like,
gosh.
Man.
you can get your license. And I was like, but it's on the floor, like it's on the ground, like I don't know what to do because my hands are on the steering wheel and I don't want to take them off. And he was like, you need to calm down. Where are you from? And I was like, I'm from Africa. And he was like, oh, that's where you're driving on the wrong side of the road. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm still learning.
That's wild. That's
That's
wild.
funny.
That's
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
That's
Very confusing.
Yeah.
wild. Yes. So I mean, that's definitely a big one because in most countries, it's on the steering wheel is on the left side. Most countries, but that's got. I mean, that has to be a very big
And
adjustment.
a lot of bridges. You know,
Bri-
I mean, we
oh, the
do have
overpass?
those-
Yeah.
Yes, we do have
Mm,
in Africa,
yes.
but it's not as much as here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
Texas-
as crazy
So,
as here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can make you.
Yeah, the
It
Dallas
was.
ones, yeah, especially here in DF 183 and
Yeah.
is crazy. I mean,
But you know, I feel like driving in Joburg and Pretoria, you learn how to become an aggressive driver.
Yes.
As
Yeah.
aggressive.
yeah.
So
That's how I learned how to
driving
drive, by
here-
the way. It's
Yeah,
aggressive all
driving
the
here
time, yeah.
is like we're so used to being so aggressive on the road.
Yeah.
So driving here
Till
was
now, I'm
easy.
still an aggressive
Yeah,
driver.
same.
That's how I learned.
I'm like fighting with people on the road when I'm driving. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, after week number 3 how to drive on the other side, it was me against the world.
Jeez.
Yeah, against. I was fighting them for sure on the
Well,
road.
worse, is traffic worse here versus where y'all?
No,
It's not.
No, it is, but it moves.
it
You know,
moves
it's not
here.
a stuck traffic.
Yeah.
It moves.
It moves.
So
Over.
from
At home,
Johannesburg to Pretoria, you can be there for like at least an hour or two.
Oh, yeah.
You
it
know,
doesn't move. You have to cut in front of people.
Yes.
If you
Just
want to
follow
get
the
to
taxi
where you want to
drivers.
go,
Oh,
have
yeah.
to cut in front of
Yeah.
people.
yeah, because I know it's and back home you have to be aggressive.
You
I know,
have to.
I know in Nigeria when they are aggressive when it comes to driving, and if you drive like that here, you might get shot.
Shot?
People are crazy.
One question here, because Texas is different. What do y'all
Texas
feel
is
about all the
different.
guns?
Yes, it's a good one.
Just a
The
quick
gun.
guns,
Guns,
like you
the
come in here,
laws or in general?
or do y'all? Is there guns where y'all come from, or are you exposed?
gu-
What?
I'm talking about people carrying,
Like being
Like,
exposed
or
like being
to
exposed
it.
to
or
it,
guns.
exposure.
Yeah,
I think in South Africa we are exposed to guns or gunshots or pretty much the same
Oh, okay.
because there's killing every day and everything. So pretty much the same.
Okay,
I thought
so
it was knives.
Knives?
Knives
People
is
getting stabbed.
London. I think.
Yeah, see,
yeah, that's
UK and
London because-
it's all about knives.
yeah, because
Oh,
the
okay.
reason why is London knives and acid attacks.
Yeah.
Acid attack.
Yeah,
What's that?
people pour acid on people.
So you walking down the street and they
So
pour-
just so
Acid?
here in Texas, so if rather than shooting somebody, they will just pour acid on you.
in
Yeah,
London.
that's the
Yeah.
equivalent to getting shot, basically.
Wow.
London
Yeah.
is bad.
Yeah, that's
Wild.
that's
feel
more
like-
personal.
I'm not going to London.
I mean, it's a good country, but yeah, when
Yeah.
it comes to knives, it's crazy.
So are I guess guns legal in South Africa?
Oh, you can
so
carry
you
there.
can own a gun.
You can own a gun, yes.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
you
Legally.
need to have a license,
Yeah, license.
but you
yeah.
can definitely own a gun, yes.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I'm from Zimbabwe. We are very peaceful. We only beat people up. That's all they do. The police, whenever there's like protesting or anything, it's mostly just they beat you up. Nobody gets shot usually. It's very rare. I'm trying to say it's rare that people get shot, but people getting beaten up, that's common. That's very common. So I feel like we have less killings and less shootings. Yeah.
That is a very big culture shock right
I
there.
don't know what Congo got. We're peaceful, but not peaceful.
Yeah.
We get it done. But it depends
Get what done?
like our peace.
They take care of business.
Yeah, like I mean, we beat people up. Maybe we stone you, throw stones at you.
They just stone people.
Better than acid.
I don't know what's
Hold on, would
worse.
you rather be stoned?
Would you
or
rather
acid?
be stoned?
I mean, they do that.
Give me them stones. I can at least move and duck.
I think
But
acid
acid?
does everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do
'cause-
stone, the guys who smokes, what do they call it here? Nyaupe?
Like
I don't know
drugs.
what they
just
like
drugs.
Drugs.
Those
But
one
like-
on the road.
What's the name? We need
What's
the
the name
serious
in America? Nyaupe.
I don't know.
Crack.
Crack.
No,
Ooh,
not really even
not crack,
drugs,
right?
drugs.
Nyaupe
but-
is like a mixture of a lot of things.
a lot of things.
Red poison.
Because he has like ARVs.
It's got
Cocaine?
everything.
Doom.
It doesn't have.
Retex for. It has a lot of
It's
things.
a mixture of
So it's
like
a mixture
poison.
of everything.
Yeah.
So you smoke it though. You don't like inhale it or sniff it.
You see the guys on the road, like they look like they're feeling sleepy. They smoke nyaupe, but I don't know. It's not like really a
I'm
drug.
gonna look it up. Nyaupe.
So, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like South Africa, there's a mixture of everything. They kill.
Interesting.
There's guns. There's knives. There's stoning people. So
They got options.
Yeah, they
There's
got options. How to,
that's not options. That's bad
some
options,
options.
actually.
All right.
But yeah.
I still think acid is the worst. That's,
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
think so too.
yeah, that's personal.
Wow.
yeah, it's personal.
And you don't know.
Right.
You got a
Acid is
certain hate for
personal.
that.
You don't know who's coming. You don't know who's coming. It's just like you're just working money your own business and you know,
Yeah, that's
your
you know,
bad.
like at least
Yeah, I've
if
seen
somebody pulls a
Does
gun,
it melt you?
yeah,
Yeah,
Have you
I've seen
seen
some.
someone?
Yeah,
Burn.
I've,
And
I've seen someone like they pour acid on her, but it was a cheating thing, taking my husband away from me.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they waited when the lady came, then they pour acid on.
Imagine if you have the wrong person. And it's like,
Oh,
oh, I'm
that's-
sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, your life is spoiled.
Oh my
That's
god.
good.
There's
That
no
was-
turning back.
All right. All right. So we're gonna move on to more like community values. So when you came here, did you feel isolated? Did you feel alone? How did you feel coming here? How was that experience? Coming here. Did you have a community? Did you feel alone? Did you feel like this can be a second home for you, or was it just isolation for you? How was it?
Okay. It was because when I came here, I just graduated from college, and I was thinking, should I go back to school? Should I look for a job? So I was not in a school setup. So when I came, I didn't immediately go to school like other people did, where they were like immediately make new friends, immediately make new people. I was at home most of the time, me and just my mom and my siblings. I was at home most of the time. The people that I met were from church.
Oh,
So those were like the only people that I met, like after church, after Sunday, there was nobody. So I was kind of like alone most of the time during the week, unless church people were like, "Oh, hey, let's go hang out and do something," or "Hey, let's go do that." But otherwise, yeah, I was pretty lonely.
Yeah, lonely. Yeah. And I was
For me, I wouldn't say I was lonely. I'm a people's person. I love people. I'm a very social person. So the first few months, obviously, I did miss at home. I was, lonely. while I'm waiting on my papers so I can get a job or going back to school. Obviously, like there was nothing to do. So I did feel lonely for first few months. And once I got my work permit, I started looking for a job. So it wasn't really that much isolation for me. So as I said, I love people. So I always try my best to use Google, go up and meet new people.
Okay.
So you just walked up to random people and just
Not like random people. So
Oh, okay.
I'll Google like a restaurant if I want to eat, somewhere to eat or somewhere where to have fun or whatever. I'll go by myself. Obviously, you're going to find some girls. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you bold like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, y'all cheating. Y'all telling
Yeah, that's
y'all cheating. I want to hear.
How are you gonna hear it?
Y'all, okay. I see. We got to speak our native language, man.
Yeah, you know.
Because y'all are not from the same country.
I know, right?
My brother, forget that thing. No, they worry about
You're
nothing. You
right.
understand? Okay, so so do you feel like there's a sense of community here? You know, you being from South Africa, Zimbabwe, is there a community here? Do you feel that closure with your community here?
Like people from my country?
Yes.
Oh yeah, totally. The Zim culture, the Zim community is there. There's like a WhatsApp group actually of just Zimbabweans in it. I think that's cool. There's like a lot of for example, like if Zimbabwean artists come through and then they there was a Zim festival that happened a couple of weeks ago. You can always meet new Zimbabweans there. So I do feel like there's definitely a community
Okay.
in that regard, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like okay.
There is a community, yes.
Okay.
We also have a South African WhatsApp group. And we do have this thing we call Chisa Nyama. So it's always hold every 16th
Fun.
of June.
It's fine.
Is Youth Day. So I do host it.
Wow.
And
okay.
we did this June, I think June 16. It was on the 17th. So it was fun. Yeah, it's a big thing. Like,
Hey,
so
send
we
an invite,
do
man.
barbecue.
Is it only South Africans that
No,
can be
every
a part?
African actually.
Okay.
Since we're here, but I mean it's celebrated in South Africa.
Okay.
But we do it.
We haven't had Congo people come though.
No, we did actually. We did. What's wrong with you and Congo?
Congolese people.
But we did have Congo, Kenya, like everybody from every African part of. Yeah. So it was fun.
Oh, okay.
It was fun. So we do host it every June 16. So yeah, I might remind you guys to.
Definitely,
Post
yeah,
it up,
definitely,
okay.
yeah, definitely. I've never actually had any South African dish before.
Me neither.
I haven't-
I don't think I have.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Y'all are
You're
missing
missing
out.
out.
yeah. There's not a lot of.
Have y'all had Congolese dish?
Oh,
Y'all missing out. Y'all-
No,
Wait, is Congo?
I don't know.
I'm so
what you
Provoking
guys.
us. He's provoking us.
I don't know what
Because-
Congo eats.
What do you guys eat?
Yeah,
You know, it's so interesting how much we don't know about
yeah, yeah.
other
that's crazy.
countries.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's what?
We know a lot about other countries.
You just don't know about,
Yeah, Congo.
about Congo?
Mhm.
That's funny. So-
Well, here, yeah. Personally, I have not seen South African restaurants, or many of them. But if you look around, there's a lot of Nigerian restaurants, a lot of jollof rice, plantain,
Nigerians are everywhere.
everywhere.
There's a lot of Nigerians everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's
Yeah,
like,
in
it's
Dallas.
so shocking.
It is like I know every country I've been to, there's always Nigerians.
Nigerians.
They said if you travel anywhere and you find that there's no Nigerians, run away.
So,
Just
yeah.
go back home. Know that nothing is happening there, so go back home.
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So why do you
Yeah.
think that is? Why is there so many Nigerians overseas? Why are we leaving home so much? Do you know?
Honestly,
because
for
of
me.
the-
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead. Go
Is
ahead.
it because of the economy?
That's part of it. Yes, that's actually a big part of it because that and also security and the whole. I mean, I don't want to get into politics. I'm not a politic person, so the economy, lack of opportunity. I mean, I think the same reason why most people come to U.S. anyways. But in Nigeria is terrible. It's terrible. But we're not going to get into that. But I just wanted to know, what you think or why there's so many Nigerians in the U.S. or U.K., Canada, So that's
I guess that is left for a Nigerian to answer.
that's left for Nigeria.
Because I really don't have any idea.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So if y'all run into 10 African men, how many of them are Nigerian?
All of them.
Most of them are Nigerian.
All of them.
Out of 10.
All of them.
All of
Yeah.
All of the 10.
no Congolese.
No.
What about Ghanaians?
What?
What?
Ghanaians.
Ghanaian.
Oh,
Ghanaian. Excuse my.
Ghana?
Ghanaians
From
right?
Ghana.
At least I know.
There's a lot. There's a lot of them.
I don't
Ghana
bump
is
in-
close
I mean,
to Nigeria, I guess. So,
We assume
really
they're
bump into
Nigerians,
them.
and then we get told they're not from
Not
Nigeria.
from Nigeria.
and I don't know why, but they always introduce them, and they'll be like, "I'm from Nigeria,"
Yeah.
because they know that Nigeria is so popular.
in common.
So
exactly.
anytime they introduce themselves, they'll be like, "I'm from Nigeria." I don't know why they do that,
Or
but
sometimes you just assume because
That's true.
There's so many.
like you're asking a question, how many out of 10, how like if there's 10 guys, how many of them would be Nigerian? Most of the time they would all be Nigerian, and then when you bump into them, you would just now assume that another Nigerian guy, you know. They'll all look the same. Except Ghanaian guys are shorter though. That's
No, that's true.
right.
Yeah, that's actually a good
Sure.
point. I know a lot of short. Well, power to the my short brothers.
Community.
So,
Power to West
a
Africa.
stereotype.
if you're short, make sure you hit the gym at least.
At least
Something to compensate. You know, it's all right.
that's funny.
Shout
It's
out
alright.
to West Africa.
Yeah.
though.
Shout out-
We
yeah.
love you, our brothers.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a South African?
Don't take
Someone
it
from
personal.
South Africa? Oh, a guy from South Africa.
You know what?
You ever met?
I have not met a guy. Yeah, I have not met.
We do have.
Yeah, I know. I've met white people from South Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met
Really?
a few of those at a workplace. But it was recently when I started to meet black people from South Africa. So it is just recently, last year actually.
Yeah.
So I've been here 17 years. And
Only last year. You met.
only last year
Was
I
I
met
the
Yeah.
first one?
South Africa. Yeah,
Yeah.
I met some white people from white people from South Africa. Yeah,
Africans, They used to travel a lot.
yes,
Before.
yeah.
Oh.
So and yeah, it was just recently. But anyways, so let's jump into the church thing, because back home it's a big thing. Church, going to church every Sunday. So how has that changed ever since you came here? Back home, if you don't go to church every Sunday, you are the devil. So when you came here to the U.S., now that you the land of the free, how's that changed? Is that still the same, or how's that changed? Is it?
So for me, I wouldn't say anything changed. I'm married to a Muslim,
Oh, wow.
an Islam guy, so church is not really a big thing for me. So since I came to America, I've been to church once. So yeah,
Okay.
so it's not really a big deal for
deal.
me. I
Okay.
pray at home. As they always say, God can hear you from anywhere. So
Absolutely, that is true. That is true.
I
Oh,
pray.
I never changed, honestly. I think my first week here, it was like Easter, and I didn't want to miss Easter. So I found a church like 5 minutes away from me, and I went. Haven't missed church since.
Wow.
You know what? Actually, I was talking to her the other day. It was nighttime. We were out on a Saturday night, and it was like 1 a.m. Like, I have to go home. I have to go sleep. She's like, why? I'm like, I have to go to church. She's like, you go to church every Sunday? I say, yes. I go to church every Sunday. No matter how tired I am, I go to church every Sunday because I feel nothing. I feel nothing.
Okay.
Really?
I don't want to lie and say I feel guilty.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel
true.
guilty if I don't go to church. I don't know. My week just goes bad. Anyway.
That's true. I understand what you mean. Like ever since I came, the first week we came, my mom was like, "We're going to church." I think we arrived on a Monday, so we did have time to rest. And then she said, "We're going to church on the Sunday," and I have not missed church either. And if I do, and it's just because like I'm out of town or anything like that, I feel like something is missing. Something is there.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just sleeping the whole Sunday, I feel like, man,
Yeah.
I feel like I should be doing something.
Right.
Why am I not doing it?
You lost something.
Like the whole week changes. You're like, oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh.
You
What
might
happened?
compensate by like listening to gospel music and like listening to, but it's not the same.
And
Yeah, it's
doesn't
not the
work. You're like, yeah, doesn't work. It's like you have to wake up then at 6 a.m. every day of the week because you
For
didn't
Sunday.
because you didn't go praying in the morning
Oh.
because you didn't go to church on Sunday.
Okay. So you're closing for that
Yes.
day.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So every day at 6 you wake up and
Excellent.
pray and read your Bible and worship. Gosh. Anyway.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump into family values. So, did you grow up in a traditional household back home, and how was your family dynamic back home?
2-parent household,
Yeah,
1-parent household.
Just for an example.
I
Kids
grew,
outside of
You know,
marriage.
we'll get into that. Just want to know their family
And
dynamics,
Yeah.
before we get into that.
I grew up in a 2-parent household
Mm-hmm.
with my siblings. I do have house sisters because my dad was married before. And because of the economy, we had left Zimbabwe a long time ago. So we have always been traveling. Like I had my primary school in Botswana. I did my high school in South Africa. So always traveling. And because of that, my dad would always be living somewhere for a job, or my mom would be living somewhere for a job. So yes, we were together, but physically not. So I was like parented over the phone. So it would be like, my mom would be like, why did you fail history? Oh my gosh, mom, I failed history. But hold on, let me call your dad so he can be part of the conversation.
what?
But it was, international parenting, but it's still a 2-parent household. So yeah.
I grew up with my mom and my dad. I'm the firstborn, and I have 3 more siblings, 2 girls, 1 boy. So yeah, they're still together. They're still married, and I grew up very nice. Like it was a very lovely home household. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also grew up in a 2-parent household.
Okay.
I want to say my dad was there, but he wasn't like he was in the house. He was in the house, yeah. He was paying the bills, but he wasn't like present, in things that you do. 3 siblings. I don't know how many outside though. My dad was
Oh my God.
Your dad was
I don't know.
Is it common for African men, maybe where y'all from, to have other wives and
Yes, it is.
Like
Some
polygamy
cultures,
or-
polygamy? Sure,
Polygamy, yeah.
polygamy. We can
Yes,
say
we do
polygamy.
have.
Some
Yeah.
cultures,
In South Africa, we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be looked at if someone's father had like 2 or 3 wives. Really?
It's common.
I mean, you have to agree with your first wife,
Of
though,
course.
right?
Of course.
How does that work now? Because I don't even know. How does that work? Like,
The first
takes-
wife has to agree. She has to be like,
agree.
it's okay, I understand. And
oh, she
then
has to agree.
She
Yes.
has to. But sometimes it happens that she doesn't, but usually
Yeah, but with
then
time,
it doesn't last.
She's like, she doesn't care.
Oh.
Yeah.
But are they all in the same
Look
house,
at the
different
smile.
houses?
No, I think sometimes it depends. Like if the first wife get to approve the lady you bring into the house that you want to get married to, I don't know. Sometimes, as women, we always look first at the looks of the other woman. Like, how does she look like? Is she better than me? Is she beautiful than me? Before she can approve. Because I've seen this TV show, Utandona's Temple.
Yes.
So I feel like some wives look at the other woman they're bringing to the house. How does she look? Is she going to fit in? Because the guy has 3 wives, so he wanted to take the 4th wife. But they didn't agree, so yeah. He ended up not marrying her because obviously she was younger, beautiful. So sometimes I feel like it's just the appearance, physical appearance. So yeah,
Could y'all do it if y'all go back to Africa and have to live there?
I will.
You will?
Okay. You okay with it? Okay.
I will.
Are you okay with that?
Honestly speaking, no. No, nah. That's cheating
It's
in my
cheating?
mind. But honestly,
Interesting.
I have family members, like real close, like uncles, that have done it. And I can understand why it gets done. I really do. For example, you have a first wife. She has 1 child. She can't have anymore. Then a second wife gets married and has more children. And it makes the family bigger. And the husband works more to provide for the family. And if another one comes again, the family just gets bigger and they help each other out. All the mothers, they call the mother's mother, and there's like no disrespect. I understand why it gets done. I really see why it would get done. But genuine, like me personally, if it's not me, then I'm sorry.
Sorry for
It's a
you.
no-go.
Sorry.
I just feel like I'm young. I haven't been married before too. So maybe if I do get married for like a long time, I would probably I might see the need. I might agree
Different
to
way.
it, right? But now I'm like, I don't think in my head I would agree to my husband now to have another wife right now. In my head now, as I'm thinking about it, maybe if I get married for like a long time and then know how it is in marriage, and then he says he wants another wife, maybe I would agree. I don't know.
What's the proper way to approach that? Just so I know for
So let me quickly answer why I said I will, because
Put your mic close to your
on my own experience, not on my own experience. What am I saying? But yes, I've been married for at least 13 years now.
Okay.
So the reason why I said I can agree to it is that whether you do agree or not, there's always that one girl outside. So that's just the fact that we are denying ourselves, because if our grandparents, our grandfathers used to do it, our fathers have done it, like who are we to change it now? Like it's just not going to stop. So you just have to make peace with it. And I prefer it coming the right way instead of you sneaking behind my back to go and cheat. So it's better when I know there's someone outside.
I'm gonna make you go
second wife, though, not a girlfriend.
I'm gonna make you go
and I have to approve the lady first. So that's why
I gotta put the clap for that.
I don't know.
Do you guys have that in your cultures?
Yes.
You do. Yeah. Nigerians for sure.
Yeah. We Nigerian, we the Nigerian people.
The accent. The accent.
We know that our people are very, very. My grandfather, for an example, they all had multiple wives.
Ah,
understand?
multiple.
So I had
Multiple
multiple wives. So it was a thing back then, and women know, they know, just like you said, there will always be somebody, and the reason why that is because men are naturally polygamous. There's nothing you can do or say. There's no amount of dress you put on that could make a man. Naturally, men are just polygamous. So that's just why the multiple wives. I mean, if you think about it, how many women do you know have had multiple husbands simultaneously?
I know one. Karabo Morok.
That's the fiction.
Okay. But now you're talking about another person right there.
Okay. Even if you do know that person, it's just one person. Who else?
Yeah, it's not.
But
It's not.
Very rare.
Right. So how many men have had multiple wives?
Lots.
Too many.
Yeah, we can go back all the way
Lot.
back
Even
to
growing up,
Right.
we grew up knowing that.
I'm going to have 2 husbands then too.
Well, they
Why
agree
you guys
is
laughing
the there is a show. I know
now
I've seen
it's
a show.
allowed. Yes,
It's allowed.
She has like
But-
four husbands, 3.
Oh yeah. And they all love her.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing.
What country
for
is that?
What
Zimbabwe?
country is she from?
No, she's an American.
Zimbabwe?
She's American.
actually.
Oh, man.
She's
Okay, I thought it was
American.
Zimbabwe.
Something like
She
that.
probably cooks really well because wow.
You know,
Yeah,
Isn't
she
that
does.
against what women want to do? Now you got to cook for 1 man, 2 men.
I
3
can
men,
cook
4
for all
men.
of them if they provide.
Tough.
If they provide, they
That is
work.
Exactly. I mean,
I
you
can cook
cannot
for all of
marry a
them.
second wife if you cannot provide for the first one.
Oh, so
But
that's the
before
rule.
you can,
Okay.
that's just we don't negotiate when it comes to that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to make sure
You work
I'm
hard.
very comfortable and I have everything I want before I can even approve for the second. I have to make sure that I'm very comfortable. So
okay.
You didn't speak for
just
Congo
agreeing.
though.
No, we got it. No,
Congo.
We know this is
Congo
why we
is
don't know
Chinese.
anything
no, no,
Yeah,
because
because Congo. A lot of villages they have multiple wives. Like my dad used to tell me like I would have had a second or third wife, but my dad was the one of many that didn't do it, so I didn't see it. But
Okay.
very, very
Your
common.
dad probably loved his wife so much.
I questioned him. I said, hey, man. But I don't know. That's weird because he worked in Atlanta but lived over here. So like in the back of my mind, I'm like, you had something going on in Atlanta, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way you a man out there just on your own. And
Man.
so I don't know. I do think it's in a man's nature to
Yes.
want
But that
multiple
doesn't
women.
mean if you're getting married to a second wife, that means you don't love your first wife. Same as cheating, because they are out there cheating, but that doesn't mean
What does
you
it
don't
mean?
love your wife.
Right.
No, I heard when you said
Speak to the
your
mic
dad-
because
Yeah, I'm
speak-
saying, what
yeah.
does it
You know,
mean
you
that
ju-
when they cheat?
yeah,
I
because
don't
we got to
get
hear
it.
this
I
one.
mean, you just
Yeah.
said to him,
Yes.
like, your dad loves your mom.
Yes.
But
what I'm
that
asking
doesn't
now
mean, for him to get a second wife, it doesn't mean the love that he
gone.
has for the first wife is gone. No, it doesn't
Okay,
mean
but now
that.
let's talk about cheating.
It just means he wants to. Oh, no. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get
Okay,
to. Like
so what's
cheating.
cheating?
That's what I'm
Something-
saying. I'm
Does
talking
he
about.
love the wife? when you cheat, do you love your wife?
No, when it's cheating, I don't know. I'm talking
Okay.
about marriage. That's why I said I can allow a second wife, not
Yeah.
a second girlfriend, but yeah.
Oh,
Second wife.
Well,
dang.
look, to answer your question, when a man cheats on his wife, yes, he still loves the wife. Cheating, men and women cheat for different reasons. Men cheat because they're just polygamous. There's nothing. It's just don't. It always reverses back
Is it
to
not
There's no
lust?
reason.
It's not about well, yeah, lust, but also a man can have a beautiful wife at home and go out and cheat with someone that's half of as beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about looks. It's not about it's not about appearance. It's not about status. It's just polygamy.
I think it's just to remind themselves that they still can.
They still got it.
Am I? Do I still
So-
have it?
So there's nothing. There's no amount of food you can cook at home. There's no amount of whatever you can put on. at
No
home.
amount of position. If you like,
Yeah.
do a donkey style on top of the roof. Ain't gonna change nothing.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna
It's
change.
just
Gosh,
and the
that's
thing
Is
is,
this our destiny?
and, and,
Are you as shocked
know
as
what
I am?
I'm shocked. I just don't want this thing to happen, man. I
I get
wish.
you.
And you know what, man?
I wish you all the best. I've made peace, and
Yeah.
I'm very happy. The moment you make peace with it, and you're gonna.
You know, I think, like I said again, that I've never been married, and I've never also been in a long relationship, like 2 years long. I think my longest was like 1 year, 8 months, and even in that one, I wouldn't have allowed, someone to tell me that they want another girlfriend. So I feel like when I have experience and I'm married for a long time, I would see that actually,
Yeah, you see
I
that
can't fight this.
it doesn't sound good when you say another girlfriend. You understand my point?
Yeah.
That's why I said
Another
when it comes
wife
to
versus
girlfriend,
another
boyfriend,
girlfriend.
Yeah.
it doesn't really
Yeah.
sit well. Yeah, but when you say I want to take a second wife, that speaks
man.
volume. There has to be a meeting in the house. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something. You said having another wife is cheating or something. Is that did you heard?
No, I
So
was
you-
just saying that the fact that you want to bring another woman, to have another woman, I feel like you're cheating on me.
So bringing another woman to marry her or just to
I meant in general.
general?
Even if you want to marry her, then let's divorce.
Okay.
That's how
Isn't
I
it-
personally,
Right.
how I feel. I feel like me and you, when I'm taking those vows
Yeah.
and I'm serious about that marriage, I'm thinking it's gonna be me and you against the world. It's just me and you. That's how I view it. I'm not saying it's right because I can see everybody else has different opinions, but I'm just saying that that's how I view it. And if you want to take on another person, that means you want to do you and that person against the world. And if that's fine with you and that's what you want, I'm cool with it. I just cannot be a part of it. I want it to just be me and you against I can deal with one person. I don't have to be like, but your other wife said, but your wife said, you see, like I'm going to use it against you.
What if you're the first? And
I don't care if I'm the first. I do not care.
But
It's
also,
supposed to
you
be
would
me
have
and
to-
you.
So I do respect your opinion, but at the same time, you said you rather get divorced, right? You get divorced, you meet another man, and he asks for the same thing, and are you gonna keep on just getting
So
would you
divorced?
rather stay
I mean, it will
Stacks of
not be your
papers.
portion by God's grace, but I'm
Amen.
just saying, like, if you get divorced because of that particular reason, the next man you're gonna meet, if he's not gonna ask you, he's gonna do it behind your back. So, how long are you gonna keep on doing that? That's what I
I
said.
feel like that's why like in a relationship, I would have discussed this and I'd tell, how do you
Beforehand.
feel
Beforehand,
Okay.
about being monogamous for the rest of your life? If the man says that's what I want, like if you tell me in our relationship that at some point, I've heard a lot of men say that at some point I might want to take a second wife. Are you cool to proceed in this relationship with that? Personally, I have not had a man tell me that, but I've heard other people say that, oh no, my boyfriend told me that at some point later on, I want a second wife. How do you feel about it? And if I say it's cool, then it's fine. But if we discuss it and you tell me you want to be monogamous and 50 years from now, you suddenly have like a change of
But they
mind.
don't know they are tomorrow.
Then I can be alone.
But it's
I can
very
be alone.
very rare to find a man that's gonna tell you that from the first.
That's what I'm trying
Go.
to say.
I'm
know,
with you.
in
I am there for the
2023,
rareness.
very
I
rare.
want the rare man. That's what I want.
You want the rare
In
bit.
2023,
I hope they
you
still
believe
exist.
men. You
I
still
hope they
believe
still
men?
exist.
In 2023, I think there are still men out there that could actually just want to be monogamous.
Where?
I really, they are hiding,
go get
but they
them.
are there.
Where?
They are hiding,
Give her
but
the
they are
address.
there. Please.
This is interesting.
It is very interesting. Honestly, it will take the special grace of God for a man to just be with one woman for the rest of
Amen.
his life. Honestly,
From the man's perspective, are you polygamous? What do you want?
man, you know what?
Let's just
From
hear
the
it from the
perspective.
man, you know,
Yeah.
side of you.
Like I said, naturally, men are polygamous. What is to each? I mean, to each his own. As far as the desire to have another woman, that's gonna be up to the man and the ability to have self control. You know, and also the way if they, like I say, if they have fear of God, that's the only way to really get a man to not go outside.
Oh, yeah.
If not for that,
So men don't have self-control. That's what you're saying.
no, I'm not saying what I'm saying. It's just
No,
to
no,
each
no.
his own.
It will
Everybody,
take self-control.
yeah.
But
Everybody's
even the
different.
men of God are doing it. So
Yeah, even
That's
even
Oh, yeah.
pastors.
Control
Oh
has to
yeah,
be the deep
even
one.
those.
That's true.
So that
Oh,
shows
yes.
you, that proves that men are
Yeah.
naturally polygamous.
That's
It's just nature. It's
I
just
feel
nature.
like what you just said men don't have self-control.
That's
No,
not
no,
what I
no.
said. I said
He's-
each man is
he said it's gonna take some
It sounds that
self-control.
way.
Which
to her,
means that
though.
you don't have self-control.
No, nobody has
Are
self-control.
we going against our
Nobody has
nature?
to have
Let me
self-control.
explain. Let's find something. This
So-
is a random example.
Okay.
Something that I love. I love chocolate. I really do. If you put 5 slabs of chocolate, I will eat all 5.
But if you have
But it'll
self-control,
take-
you won't eat them.
Exactly. I have to have that self-control. But I'm saying
So
that
he's saying men don't have
Yes,
self-control.
I didn't say
Wait,
that.
you didn't let me finish. I'm saying that if I did not have self-control, I'll eat all those 5 pieces of chocolate and not care what they'll do to me. But it will take self-control for me to be like, okay, let me eat just one and save others later.
okay with
That
that,
means
yeah.
I don't. Nobody has self-control. But it will take me self-control to not eat all those chocolates.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think that's maybe
get
what
your
I see
point.
what you're saying. So innately, we don't have self control. So we have to, by God's grace,
Take it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And
be
then
given that self
I
control.
feel like
is you against us? Is that what you're thinking?
So do you think men have self control?
No.
I just feel like the example about chocolate with self-control. If you don't have this thing, I feel like there's things that you have self-control on. If there's a chocolate here and you love chocolate, you know for sure you don't have self-control over chocolate if it's right there. You would throw it away if you don't want to eat it. Why is it there in the first place?
That's self-control.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that we do have self-control.
Is it natural?
I think it would be.
How would it be
I don't
natural?
think it's gonna be
I
natural, though.
naturally want to eat all those 5 chocolates.
Self-control is throwing them away.
Exactly. Where do I
So
get
what
it?
are we
No,
saying?
self control is it being there, and you have to deny yourself.
Yeah.
Then you do deny yourself then.
But where are you taking that self-control
self-control.
from?
That's self
Inside
control.
yourself.
So it's going to take something inside himself to not cheat on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like it's going to take something inside you to not cheat on him too. Because it's
Right.
not like women
Yeah.
don't cheat.
Is it worse?
Exactly.
Is it
So
worse?
then men can stay and not cheat.
Hold on,
They can, just like you can stay and not
Right.
cheat. So what are you
You guys
saying?
are agreeing with me.
You guys are saying the same
You're
thing.
saying
We're
the
saying the
Just
same
differently.
thing,
Different
just in a
example.
different way.
Yeah.
That's all.
So, Patrick,
Yeah.
what was your question, Patrick?
Is it worse if a guy cheats versus a girl?
I think it's the same thing.
No.
No.
It can be the same
Go,
thing.
yeah, go
With
into more
women,
details.
it's worse.
Thank
so?
you, man.
A woman's cheat. I mean, it's worse. Seriously, I don't know how to but for a man, I wouldn't say it's like common or we are used to it. But obviously, it sounds like okay. Let me say, for example, my husband cheated on me. You know, are you gonna be surprised?
No, it happens.
It happens, and a man say, "I caught my wife cheating." How does it sound?
But
Do you know
in
how
this
they?
day and
I
age,
think
In this-
African countries, they
It's
even
shock.
punish you. for
In
that.
African
In
countries,
Kenya,
it is shocking
They, I don't know. They put something on your head like a bag
In Kenya.
taking you out of the house,
because it's
and the whole
shocking.
village will be laughing at you because you're a woman. So as a woman, is like I don't know. It seems like you are just so useless. Just like self-control. That means you don't have control. You don't have that self-control. So for women, it's worse.
I think I get where you're coming from. I would also like to say that because we're in modern times right now. So if a person cheats, like I don't know, I think my generation. When I say my generation, I was born in 2000. So
Oh, yeah.
that
I'm
the
a
2K,
2K.
I'm a 2K.
I'm a
A girl
2K,
can
yeah.
cheat, a man can cheat.
Yes.
It's different when you're married. I feel like if a woman cheats on you in marriage, and she falls in love with the person that she has cheated on you with, she's gonna leave you. It's different from a husband will love his wife cheat on her,
Come
but
home.
still make time to come back home because he doesn't want his wife getting angry. But if I fall in love with the person that I've cheated, I do not care about you no more. I'm moving on. That's how I see it.
That's
But
a woman's
Yeah.
perspective.
either
yes.
way, it's betrayal. That's why I was like,
It is.
cheating is cheating
On both sides.
on
both
both
sides.
sides. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
We're
where
not,
I
we're
was
not,
coming
we're not
from.
trying to make excuses for cheating. Cheating is wrong.
No,
regardless,
cheating
but
is
what
wrong.
he's saying is which
Absolutely
one
wrong.
is worse.
Worse.
Bad.
Which one has the
on
most
society, on our
Cheating
efforts.
society.
No.
which one has the most impact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
Women cheating has
I
most.
feel like women cheat for a reason. Like,
for different reasons than men.
let's say they cheat because the guy, they feel safe around the guy. Then they cheat. Then they probably fall in love with the guy. You know, guys, I feel like it's like in my head, I'm thinking it's probably like lust, and then they probably like the girl, but they wouldn't get married to the girl. I feel like girls, how we're conditioned is that if you see a guy that you feel safe around, you would want to marry that guy one day. You already imagine it in your head
Right.
before you sleep with the guy,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So if a woman cheats on you, then it means that she's trying to get out of whatever she's in with
Yeah.
you, probably. But the guy is like just last, because apparently your guys' thing uses its own brain. So
No one is so
you
emotional.
just use it
Apparently.
and then you done. I was emotional. You know?
Exactly. So
And
yeah,
you
that
feel safe around that guy.
yeah. So what you just explained kind of proves our point that when women cheat, it's worse.
It's worse.
It's
It
worse.
weighs
Didn't
more.
say-
because most of the time when women cheat, they cheat with a man that is more superior to the husband, for example, right? Or with a man will cheat with a woman that is inferior to the wife and feel nothing towards her. Does that
Yeah,
make
because
sense?
I don't think we're trying to replace the woman.
Yeah, we're not trying to replace the woman. Because when a woman cheats, it's more like a man that, just like you said, a man that she feels more safer with, and a man that maybe
and when
has
a
more
woman
capacity.
cheats, she's done.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
done.
She's
Exactly. When she
cheated.
cheats, it's
That's
over.
it.
That relationship is over. But a
Right.
woman,
Because
a
it takes
man-
a lot for women to cheat, right?
It really does.
yeah,
It does.
yeah, it takes a lot. So when that happens, it's over. But when a man cheats, he can go cheat and come back and still love you the same, still
Oh, yeah.
protect you.
Eat
He
your
will not
food.
play with you. He will fight his family for you, but he still cheat though.
Yeah.
It's a cheat.
Yeah.
So that's what. So speaking of outsiders in the family, so outside relationships. So how's having children out of wedlock? How is that a thing? Is that a taboo back home? Is that how is it in your countries? Having children outside of wedlock, or out of wedlock.
Oh yeah, that is totally taboo from where I'm from. But the thing is, like I said, my generation, it has become so common that I know when like my dad's generation, for example, that's like men that are like 60s. If you had a child out of wedlock, they forced you to marry her immediately. Nowadays, churches sometimes don't actually marry people that just had a child, like that are having a child out of wedlock, because they want you to be able to decide without the child, do you still want to marry that girl? I know that churches sometimes are now doing that. So yes, it is a taboo, but of late, it's so common that even the taboos are like, yeah, it's fine.
So in Europe, how about you?
What was the question?
Having children
I'm
outside
sorry,
of
once again.
having children outside of
Okay.
having children outside of wedlock, is that a taboo? Where you're from?
In South Africa, everything actually is common.
Really?
It's a taboo in some cultures, but I'm from Pretoria where things are happening, so it's not really a big deal. Depends on the wife, I guess, or the family.
I think he's saying out of wedlock.
Out
I
of
think
wedlock.
like
out of wedlock.
without being married.
Without being
Yeah,
married.
without being
Yes,
married.
out of
Like-
wedlock. Yeah.
So like
Like y'all are
two
just boyfriend,
single-
girlfriend.
boyfriend, girlfriend having a
Oh,
baby.
That's what I
out
meant
of
to say.
wedlock. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Out
yeah.
of wedlock. It is a taboo,
Common.
but it's so common. It happens.
Really?
I don't know. Some culture might be a taboo because we have Zanin. Limpopo side is they're very strict when it comes to culture. So, but where I'm from in Pretoria, it's very common.
So did it start becoming common at a certain time, or has it always been like that? Even going back,
When I
back
was-
in the 1980s, back in the days.
When I was growing up, I think when I was starting to be, more smart, when I was like 17, to me it was common. I got my first child when I was 20, so I wasn't married then. So it was, my mom obviously will be a little bit embarrassed because she's a church member, whatever. I just know I was in the choir in Sunday school. growing up, my mom was a part of the member in church. So I know that she was embarrassed because I was not married, but I was still with the guys. So they did, you know, how Nigerians come to do the introduction and everything. So I wouldn't say it was a taboo in my family, but it was just an embarrassment.
Right. So
We're
it
not
was
expressing it.
so did you feel like you brought shame to the family? That
A
kind of
little
thing?
bit, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So if it brought shame to the family, wouldn't that make it a taboo if it brought shame to the family?
That's what that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a taboo,
Yeah.
but because of it was common, it's not only our household.
Right.
You know, when something happens too much, you get used to it. So it was something that was too common. So yeah, it was a taboo or it was a shame, but it was already happening even before I did it. So yeah.
So okay, sounds good. So so we're gonna kind of bring it to the U.S. and we talked about back home and how things were back home. So when we came here, what was speaking of the household? Do you think traditional household is still prevalent here in the U.S. in the African community, or are we still holding on to our old values? How has the household changed? In the African community
Can you say
in
that
the
again?
U.S. So how is the household different here in the U.S. in the African community? Are the households still traditional like they used to be, or is it different now?
If I understand,
In the African community,
okay.
are we still having traditional values in the household, or is it different because we came to America? What is it still the same?
I feel like with the communities that, I guess the people that I'm around, they try their best to keep the values from home. They try their best, honestly.
Yeah.
They try to cook food from home for their kids all the time. They try to cook all the time, in fact. They try to speak their home language all the time, instill values from home all the time. They try their best, but obviously, your kids go to American schools, so there's, things get diluted in there. But they do try their best. Their parents try their best.
Okay.
I feel.
I feel like, especially language, there's a lot of kids who will be like, oh no, I don't speak my mother tongue. Like, I understand, but I don't speak it. I know a lot of parents like that will say, I know growing up, my mom used to tell me, don't say that you don't speak. You're making it seem like you're embarrassed of your language. Just say you're not good at it, which is true. Like, you're not good at it. You never went to school for it. But I'm going to teach you so that you actually understand, and nobody should be able to gossip about you while you are there. So don't say I don't speak it as if like it's repulsive. Just say that you're not good at it, but you understand. So I'm from a household where they really did try to keep the values in as much as we were living in the diaspora. Okay. They really tried to keep those values, really tried to keep the food, really tried to keep the culture, make you kneel for stuff. And, they really tried. That's where I'm from. And the families that I know a lot of families that also did try. Yes, they slacked on some areas, but they did try.
So keep the same as the name. You know how we always try to change our name when it comes to when we come to US. Like, my name is Tolofelo. So when I came here, a lot of people, obviously, it was so difficult for them to pronounce my name. So I was like, you know what, just call me Hope, because it means hope in English. So now I'm so used to Hope, but my name is Tolofelo. So that's what I'm saying. It's not like we are changing some things, but the nature of where we are, it just forces us to change some things, like cooking, as you said, to accommodate everyone. Like, when it comes to the household, cooking, I used to cook obviously every day, like at home, Monday to Sunday I cook. But because of where we are right now, I go to work and everything, the busy schedules, my soccer mom, so I have to just cook like 3 times, 4 times a week. So some things is just the condition that we find ourselves into.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Lebo?
Me?
Are you still maintaining the values from back home?
Yeah, I am 100%.
100%, 110%.
I
Deeply
got here,
rooted.
they were calling me Kathy because my other name is like, I'm exposing myself, but my other name is Catherine. So people would call me Kathy. I'm like, I'm not Kathy. Like, I'm like Lebo, like Lebo. I'm like, no, Lebo, L-A. You say it L-A-B-O, but it's spelled L-E-B-O. And I said, oh, Lebo, but I've kept it. I was like, no, not Kathy. But otherwise, I do cook every day.
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe 6 times a week.
Oh wow. That's
yeah,
amazing.
I do. Honestly, I love my home food. Shame. It
We
makes
all
me so
do,
happy.
hey? I know.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. It's good to hear from hear that we still maintain our values from our countries, and that's good. So yeah, I think that's all the time we have today. I really wish that we can dive into some stuff. We have a lot more stuff to talk about.
A lot more
stuff to get into. So yeah, so we're gonna have to cut it short. So I really appreciate you guys coming out
Thank
today,
y'all.
and
Thank
a
y'all.
big shout out to
Y'all
Indigo.
can't hear the applause.
What is going on? So, and also big shout out to Indigo Sky Studio. Thank you so much. We
Thank you
appreciate you.
again.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
having
coming aboard.
us.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you
All
so
right.
much. So
Peace.
that's the end of it.
Deuces.
South Africa.
Nigeria. I don't need to say Nigeria because we are we are everywhere. I don't need to brag. All right.
Yeah, so
That was good.
yeah. Okay. It's
Yeah, it got cold. Good job. Yeah. Nah, the whole thing about polygamy, that was crazy.
I think I was laughing.